Welcome to today's Explainer. Look, if you've been tracking the news for the week of August 18th, you already know AI is moving at absolute lightning speed. But we're not just going to skim the headlines today. We're actually unpacking the massive underlying structural shifts that are completely rewriting how we do business. So, let's start here. Is AI still just a chatbot? Honestly, I know a lot of us are feeling some serious chatbot fatigue right now. It is so incredibly easy to assume that artificial intelligence is just some software experiment, a neat little novelty confined to a text box on your phone. But the answer to that? It's a resounding no. AI is actively moving right into the real world. We're way beyond just interacting with it on a screen. It's actually becoming foundational, physical, and operational infrastructure. We're talking about systems that are powering massive businesses, influencing actual government decisions, and totally rewriting how organizations handle cybersecurity. Okay, here's our roadmap. Number 1, we're heading into the physical world. Number 2, building the AI infrastructure. 3, when AI makes decisions. 4, the AI security arms race. And finally, number 5, chasing outcomes, not hype. Let's get right into it. Section 1. Into the physical world, beyond the screen. The biggest story driving this shift right now actually comes from Amazon. They just announced a massive expansion of their Prime Air autonomous drone delivery service, aiming to hit nearly 500 U.S. cities by the end of 2026. Now, the cool part isn't just the drone itself. It's the fact that AI now has to navigate physical surroundings entirely without human hands. And think about it. If an AI can safely fly a drone through a crowded neighborhood, it can transform all of these physical industries: warehouses, manufacturing, agriculture, logistics, infrastructure inspections. AI isn't just helping us work faster anymore. It's physically out there performing the tasks. Moving on to Section 2. Building the AI infrastructure, the invisible mechanics. So as AI gets more and more capable, the invisible layer underneath it becomes absolutely critical. Just this week, Stripe made a massive move by acquiring a company called OpenRouter, which signals a huge shift towards something called AI model routing. This is basically the process of directing specific tasks to the most suitable, efficient, or cost-effective AI model. Because here's the thing, businesses aren't relying on just one single AI model anymore. The real question is now, which AI model should handle which specific task? It really helps to think of this like hiring specialists. I mean, you wouldn't ask your accountant to design your company's logo, right? Just like you definitely wouldn't ask your graphic designer to file your corporate taxes. You route the task to the specialist who's best suited for it. AI model routing does exactly this behind the scenes, giving businesses significantly better performance at much lower costs. But keep in mind, that infrastructure isn't just software floating around in the ether. It needs a physical place to live. The quote-unquote cloud actually requires a massive, heavy footprint. We're talking enormous data centers, intense electricity demands, massive cooling systems, and incredible amounts of raw computing power. Governments and local communities are actively scrambling right now to figure out how to handle these huge demands. If you're planning any sort of large-scale AI deployment, you absolutely have to factor in physical energy availability. Which brings us right to Section 3. When AI makes decisions, rules of engagement. Okay, so if AI has this growing physical presence, what happens when it actually starts thinking for itself? Over in the Middle East, the UAE is actively exploring exactly which government tasks can be handled entirely by AI, and they are dealing with something called agentic AI. Unlike a standard chatbot that just answers a prompt, agentic AI independently takes action. It processes applications, detects issues, and triggers other systems all on its own without you pushing a button. The technology is already here, but the real conversation we need to be having is, should it be used? And that is the million-dollar question. What should AI actually be allowed to decide? Because as these systems become more autonomous, the stakes get incredibly high. We urgently need clear boundaries around accountability and human oversight. I mean, think about it. If an autonomous AI system makes a massive mistake, who exactly is responsible? This growing autonomy directly fuels our next topic. Section 4, the AI security arms race, the new battlefield. Look, you just cannot have rapid, autonomous AI without having a very serious conversation about security. Just this week, OpenAI issued a pretty stark warning to enterprises, essentially saying that these incredibly capable AI systems are going to make cyber attacks vastly faster and more sophisticated. It's an uncomfortable reality, but we are absolutely entering an AI versus AI arms race. Attackers are already automating how they find threats, which means defenders have no choice but to automate their detection and response just as fast to keep up. Cybersecurity literally has to be part of your AI strategy from day one now. So, how do we make sense of all of this? Let's bring things back down to earth for our final section. Section 5, Chasing Outcomes, Not Hype, the Business Takeaway. The absolutely crucial point to take away from all this is that AI is moving from something businesses simply use to something businesses build around. It's actively becoming part of your core operations, your infrastructure, and your security protocols. Now, you don't necessarily need to go out and deploy your own fleet of autonomous drones, but you absolutely must understand where AI fits in to the fundamental core of how you operate. I actually want to highlight this incredibly grounded philosophy from Sunburnt AI. They advise their clients, don't chase AI, chase better business outcomes. And that hits the nail on the head. The goal isn't to just cram AI into every single department for the sake of it. You don't need to adopt every new tool that drops or build your own proprietary models from scratch. The real goal is to figure out where AI can genuinely move the needle. Maybe that's automating a repetitive process, vastly improving a customer experience, or simply getting more actual value out of the data your team already has sitting around. And that leaves us with a final, really vital question to chew on. Where can AI actually save your business time today? Remember, the end goal isn't just having AI, it's building a smarter, more capable business. The organizations that stop treating AI like a shiny novelty and start making practical, grounded decisions today are exactly the ones that are going to be leading tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep your focus on those real outcomes, and we will see you next time.